Hello guys, in this video we're going to discuss about painting. Okay, so what is paint? Paint is a fluid material which when sprayed on the surface dries up, hardens to form a continuous adhering and cohesive film. Okay, so basic purpose of painting is why we are painting the surface. It protects the surface from weathering effects of the atmosphere and actions by other liquids, fumes and gases. It also prevents decay of wood and corrosion in metal. We are providing the paint on our wall of structures, as well as we are painting the wooden structures, or you can say metal bodies also. It is used to give good appearance to the surface. The decorative effects may be created by painting and the surface becomes hygienically good, clean, colorful and attractive. So the paint surface generally looks attractive, and also it protects from external environmental agencies. It provides a smooth surface for easy cleaning. That's why we are painting the surface. So paint is composed of generally four important ingredients, or four basic components are in the paint. First one is your binder, second one is your pigment, and third one is your solvent, and last but not the least, that is additive. So let's elaborate each term, what is binder, pigment, solvent and additive. So first one is your binder. So it helps to make it possible to spread the paint evenly and uniformly on the surface in the form of a thin layer, or you can say it is the medium which dries and solidifies after application to develop into a protective surface film. Okay, next one is a pigment. Pigment is a coloring material which is provided in the paint to give a color to the paint. So basically we can say pigments are present in paint to provide color to the painting film. When it is desired to have a different color than the base of a paint, a coloring pigment is to be added. Base of paint means what? So the base material for your paint is chalk. Okay, so that means chalk color is what? White. So we need to add some coloring pigments to make the white color turned into different colors. So if, for example, if we want blue color, that means we have to add blue pigment into the paint to give it blue color. Okay, next one is a solvent. The function of solvent is to make the paint thin so that it can be easily applied on the surface. It also helps the paint in penetrating through the porous surfaces. The most commonly used solvent in the spirit of turpentine. That means turpentine, turpentine is a thinner which is generally used in paint to make the paint thin. Okay. Next one is your additive. These substances accelerate the process of drying. A dryer absorbs oxygen from air and transfers it to the linseed oil, which in turn get hardened. Okay. So next we have to discuss different types of paints. First one is your masonry paint. Masonry paints, why it is called masonry paint? Because it is applied on the surface of wall. Okay. So masonry paints are whitewashing, dry distemper, waterproof paints are based on this category. Next one is a fungicide paint. Fungicide paint, as the name suggests, which prevents the attack of fungi and algae in the kitchen and bathroom walls surface, which gives hygiene condition to the occupants. Next one is your water repellent paint. These paints create a non-porous film on the wall surface which prevent the water penetration into the wall. Next one is your heat resisting paint. These are generally provided in factories, manufacturing units when combustions or any other works takes place. For the temperature effect are the main issues. Okay, so aluminum paint is resistant to temperature of up to 250 degrees centigrade. Defects in painting. There are various types of defects in painting, but we are taking some popular defects that is happening in every painting works. If the painting is not applied properly, then this kind of defects might be seen. First one is a fading. Fading, the gradual loss of color is known as fading. This may be due to the effect of sun rays. Okay, if the paint quality is not good, that will not resist the sun rays and try to fade up. Okay, next one is a flaking or peeling out. Okay, peeling out. Why it is occurs? Due to poor adhesion, the paint may peel off from the surface. That means if the bonding between your wall surface and the paint is not good, in that condition the paints will peel off from the wall surface. This is known as a flaking. Next one is a blistering. This is caused by water vapor which is trapped behind the painted surface. It may occur due to imperfect seasoning of timber. That means blistering occurs both in wooden surface as well as your masonry surfaces, that means wall surfaces. The main reason behind blistering is it occur if we applied the paint on a damp wall surface. That means wall surface is in damp condition and we are providing the paint over there. So in that condition this kind of defects takes place. You can see in this figure flaking, wrinkling, peeling and lack of adhesion. You can see what is flaking actually. Wrinkling, then peeling of paint surfaces if the bonding between your paint and your wall surface is not good, that means this kind of defect occur. Then you can say lack of adhesion. Some wide area, a wide portion of paint are get stuck from the surfaces due to lack of adhesion. That means the adhesion between your paint and your wall surfaces is not good here. Okay. Vernices is a transparent solution of resinous substances in linseed oil, turpentine or in alcohol is known as soap. Basically vernices are applied on the wooden surfaces. Why it is applied? Because it provides a protective film over the wooden surface which resists the wooden structure from your external environmental agencies. The main effect of vernice is it resists the attack of vermin, ants, which may lead to deterioration of the structures. That means the main defect of timber is dry rot. Okay, so to overcome that condition, or that is caused by what, vermin. So we need to avoid the attack of vermin. So that's why we apply varnish on the surface. It provides a thin protective film on the surface of wooden frames or wooden structures, and it will resist the attack of ant, vermin by creating a repellent smell. Okay, so what will the characteristics of a good varnish? First one is it should dry rapidly. That means within application of varnish on the wooden surface, it should dry rapidly within a few time interval. Next one is it should form a hard frame on the surface on drying. After drying, it should form a film or layer on the surface of wooden block. It should not crack on drying. That means the layer should give plasticity, so that the layer which we are providing through varnish will not crack after drying. It should be durable and weather resistance. As I say, it should be durable so that it can resist all the weathering agencies. Next one is it should give uniform and pleasing appearance. So obviously you can see here it provides a finishing surface to the wooden blocks and also glazing. the structure is now looks good, means aesthetic aspect is now developed by applying your varnish. Next one, it should not hide the natural grains of the inner surface of the timber. That means wooden surfaces have some types of your layers, or you can say grains, so that should not be hide off to enhance the natural beauty of the wooden structure. Okay, so thank you. I hope this video will be helpful for all.